Say I can't win, I can't win. Hey, hey. Say I can't win. Say I can't win, I can't win. I came to win, yeah. Only do it for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I start, I finish shit until the end. I'm on my bankroll, never been. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins. Yeah, wins, wins. I'm only in this game for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished shit until the end. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins. We don't take L's, bitch, we taking lessons. I done turn hard work into blessings. I done turn blood money to investments. I done smoke an ounce of rust to keep from stressing. I been getting money since my adolescence. I love that black nap, but to judge me my weapon. Come from a city where niggas be stepping. Lace on my Nikes, you know that I'm stepping. I ain't just rapping. Take off my hat because I am not captain. She drive the boat and bitch, I am the captain. Go to the boat up and stack off the craps. And the roulette, there's one in the chamber, play Russian roulette. I'm here for the win, double down on my bet. Imported from Cali, I smoke on the best. I'm finding no stylist, I dress to impress. Notorious flow on Tupac.
Man, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? It's like I'm having some technical issues over here.
I know I was into I was sharing this out and then all of a sudden the music went down. I'm like, okay, that was kind of quick. All right, well I guess we got to get started. Hey.
Well, hi everybody, that's in already. Welcome to Live with Eric and SoSo. I am SoSo.
And I am Eric. What's up, my girl? What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on?
Man,
Not
all
much.
is good, man. It's been a minute. Shoot, it's actually been 7 days since we last been live, and man, but it's since the last time, kind of update me on what's been going on with. Let me see if I can get it.
Well,
all right, sorry, man. Great. No, just kidding.
Had to take a bite of my salad. So what's been going on? Same old, dealing with the movie stuff. What else? That's about it.
But the movie, that's a big deal. So
that's about it.
So everything is good. Everything looking good, and no. Well, I know there's always hiccups, but that's part of life. But we good on the movie. I'm ready. I bought my ticket, so I'm ready for the
you bought the ticket
premiere. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to come. I'm ready.
That's great. Come on. Come on. Don't know when the premiere is going to be yet, but yeah, everything is going to be is getting better.
Okay.
So that's what I can say. But I'm also now having to prep for my Unfiltered Live and in person on my birthday.
Oh,
well,
nice.
the 14th, the day before my birthday. So that's you're coming out. You're coming out then too, right?
That's your birthday.
Because you said you were going to come out to Chicago to be a part of my Unfiltered Live and in person.
That's right. That's right. What month is that?
October. It's going to be October 14th.
Perfect month. Yeah. I may make it a family.
I know, because it's my birthday month.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that, and I actually I need to go ahead and put that on my calendar because I am really looking forward to coming out, hanging out in Chicago, but hanging out with you and doing a live event. I think it's going to be a big deal, So yeah, I'm all for it.
It's gonna be dope. We're gonna have some live entertainment. We're gonna have some poetry, some comedy, some. My boy Dirty Low. He's putting out. He's usually rap, but he's doing an R&B record. So he's gonna do his album release that day also.
Nice.
Before I come out, do a couple of his songs. His new album he's putting out. Yeah, so it's gonna be dope. And then we're gonna have audience coming up on the stage to talk about whatever topics we've been talking about on the page. And so yeah, it's gonna be real dope. Real dope.
I love it.
I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna be dope.
Well, you should be. That's a man. You got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of positive stuff going on, and all that good stuff. That's why I like you, because you are definitely a forward moving person, and man, that's what we need, man. We need people that's, forward moving and positive thinking. How about that? That's
Um,
you.
that's definitely what we need. I definitely need that in my life. But I need to move forward right now is my laptop because it's acting all weird and strange and moving stuff around and it's freezing up. I don't know what's going on. It just started doing it. It's like right now, like it's so weird. I'm all
Yeah.
froze on my end. My buttons are froze.
But guys,
And yeah,
guys, what, why we may have some technical problems, so just bear with us. This is what happens when you're doing a live production. But speaking of that, which we're not really speaking of, but I'm going to take an opportunity to ask you guys to definitely share this out, and because really, you know what, this. Yeah, first of all, so I want I brought this up to you kind of on the fly earlier today, and I was like, hey, before this month go out, I really want to do a show about mental health, and you and so fashion was like, you know what, let's do it today, and I definitely appreciate that. Um, so today is going to be a little different. I really want to talk about, I mean, I want to stay with the relationship, but
mm-hmm.
but because this month is mental health awareness month, and we need to put up. Do we have the hotline number? Because I definitely
I can
we can look at.
definitely get it and put it
Okay,
up.
so we want to put that. We want to put a hotline number up, guys. Listen, what our SoSo is going to. She's going to put up a mental health hotline number, and so I'm going to go ahead and say this up front. If we say anything that triggers you, or if you start feeling a certain type of way, make the phone call. Okay, call somebody, and definitely, be proactive. Send us a comment in the chat and let us know, and then we'll see what we can do, to get you some help. But I believe that this topic is really the most important topic we can ever have, because, and the
Mm-hmm.
reason I believe that so is because I believe that a lot of the problems that we're having in relationships is because the problems that we're having within ourselves, and the way that it shows up, and a lot of times you're like, okay, well, this is just which, just, I mean, I don't know, bad behavior. This just, if you're looking at a guy, you're gonna say, you know what, man, he's a bad guy. I don't, he's this or he's that. But he could be suffering. Or you look at a female, or maybe you can say, maybe you look at a female, and you say her attitude is really messed up. Man, she got an effed up attitude, blah blah. But
Right.
have you ever thought that, some of the issues that you see, and that you call out, and different people, it could be stemmed from, a mental illness,
Mm-hmm.
and not even know it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because a lot of times, we get in a situation, or get in the process of just living with things, and in actuality, it's some things that we just need to kind of work out, and process out. What do you think?
I believe it's so. I believe that a lot of people, some people don't want to acknowledge that they have some mental health issues, so they fight against it, and so they
Mm-hmm.
become, and that's kind of messes up relationships also because they don't want to address their mental issues and get help. So, and then also I believe that people ignore this, people's the signs that people are going through situations that can cause them, what I'm saying, mental health issues or like cause depression and things like that when the signs are clearly there, but sometimes we're so bothered by the issue that we feel that
Mm-hmm.
they brought that we ignore the fact that they're oh, why you sleeping all day? Why you sleeping so much all day?
Yes.
You've been working all week, and now all you want to do is lay down and sleep all day. That's a part of depression when somebody's just all of a sudden just so tired and just want to sleep and lay down all day. But we looking at it as you don't want to spend time with me. You just want to go to work and then come home and all you want to do is just lay down. But you're not really understanding that they have a issue. They have they're going through something, and it's not
Wow.
even about you.
Man, you must have been reading my emails, because I'm gonna tell you, like in my former life, and my relationship, that was actually that was it, that and because of my ignorance, I mean, what you just said, I'm like, um well, I'm gonna tell you, one of my biggest problems was that, I was saying stuff like, I see you're functioning everywhere else. I mean, because like what you say, they can go to work and they can function, but then when they
Mm-hmm.
come home, they want to sleep. And in my head, because I didn't understand it, I was saying stuff like, you giving everything to other people, but but you won't give it to me, and
Mm-hmm.
and that actually made it worse. you know
Mm.
it made it worse, and the more I was trying to demand something, but I was actually trying to withdraw from an account that was actually empty. And my
Mm-hmm.
problem was is that I didn't know how to make a deposit. You see, I didn't know. I mean, now, I mean, I would hope that it's better now, okay, I can understand it better, but I thinking back, I was like, man, I really, it was a lot that I just didn't know, and it wasn't because she wasn't trying to tell me, it was just, it was a lot of me wanting to put my head in the sand and just not deal with the issue.
Mm.
That makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Because
So
you wanted to see it how you saw it
yes,
and not how she's trying to show you or tell you. Makes a lot
exactly.
of sense. And
And
that's where the issues come in at home. And that's where people all of a sudden you walk in and somebody done blew their brains out in the bedroom,
mm,
and because they felt like they couldn't talk to you.
right,
They were already going through some personal stuff mentally, probably already blaming themselves for a lot of things that's going on in their life. And then
right,
here you are blaming them for something else that they not even doing. And so now it's like they basically really feeling like I can't do nothing right. There's
yeah,
nothing I can do right. Why am I here? Everything I'm doing is wrong. I can't even make him happy. I
and
can't even
and
make him understand what I'm going through.
and the hole gets deeper and deeper. Yeah, I mean, it's
Mhm.
really sad. I got some things I pulled up on the internet, and they said, the overall, the big condition, they say that 50 million, man, could you imagine, 50 million U.S. adults deal with mental illness,
Mm.
and that translates to, what is that, 19.86%, 20% of us. So that means if you're in a room and it's five people in the room, at least one of them is going to have mental illness.
Mm.
And I think that we really need to really understand what's going on, and that's what I really want to talk about today. And for the ones who's coming in, the ones that's watching us live now, we need your help. Okay, the first thing that I want you to do, I want you to share this out, because this is really important. And listen, man, this is important. Share it out. And then also, I want you to comment. I want to hear from you guys. Okay, I want to hear you. I want to hear your stories. We really need your feedback. Anxiety, the lifetime prevalence of any anxiety disorder. That's 32%. Let me see. I ain't got. Okay, I'm gonna make this blip bigger. The number of adults with anxiety disorder. That's 42.5 million. U.S. adults have suffer with an anxiety disorder. And anxiety disorder are among the most common mental illness in America.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anxiety. What's going on with us? You see what I'm saying? Then you got the addiction and substance use disorder. Um, 7 point. I'm not doing these numbers. I'm just saying 8% of the U.S. adults deals with substance use disorder.
I'm like eating on
Okay,
TV.
that's 19 million U.S. 19 million adults. What do you say?
I
What
said
what
I'm
you laugh
eating on.
at?
I'm eating.
You
I'm
eat?
myself sitting here trying to eat. Well,
Wow. Yeah, you got 4% of the youth that deals with a substance disorder. Bipolar, 2%. 2% of
mm.
U.S. adults. That's 3 million adults.
I think that's a wrong number because
You
there's a
think it's
lot of bipolar people.
bigger?
They don't even. There's a lot of them that haven't been diagnosed with
Well, and
bipolar
see that
disorder.
that's another good point because these are the ones who they're
Mm.
tracking. But what about the ones who
They're not
that's going up under the radar? You see what I'm
right.
saying?
Hmm.
Thanks, Shauna, for sharing. Thank you so much. We got it. We're gonna send you. We're gonna send SoSo gonna send you a gift card. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's Eric's book, a free book from Eric.
Yeah, thank you for joining. Depression, that's another big one. They got 8% of U.S. adults deal with a major depression. That's 21 million adults. And once again, like you said, those are the ones that are just being tracked. Those are the
Hmm.
ones those are the ones who, I mean, to be honest, can we call them the lucky ones, the ones who is being treated, the ones who somebody cared enough, or the one who had enough to say, you know what, I need help? Because I believe, like you said, there's another number of the ones who they either are fighting the idea that something's wrong, or they just or they know that there's something's wrong, they just choose not to get help about it,
Hmm.
and they
It's
but
still a lot of people like in our communities too that still don't believe in therapy and counseling and getting help. Some people think that they can just do it on their own, and it's a lot of us that does not that don't believe in going to get help because, like I said, a lot of us don't feel like nothing's wrong with us, or if they do, it's well, I can resolve it on my own. I don't need no therapist telling me what to do, or I don't need to be telling nobody what's going on with me. It's like that mentality,
yeah.
and it only gets worse. Like if you not talking to nobody, you holding everything in. And like I said, when I worked at the hospital, when I would be in the emergency room, and I would be sitting with a lot of patients with mental health issues, a lot of suicidal patients. And one of my youngest was 11 years old, and that
Wow.
was his fifth time in the hospital. And I asked him, I said, how do you even know about suicide, or, to even know so that you don't want to be on this earth anymore? And you're only 11. Very
Right.
intellectual, though. Let me tell you, very, very, he was smarter than he looked older than, I thought he was like 16, 17. Honestly. He was a
Wow.
big guy, a big boy, very, very articulate. Like for his age, very
Mm-hmm.
articulate.
Right.
And but he had mental issues. And he
Right.
was saying like, I don't know, I've just gone through a lot, I have a lot of family stuff going through. I'm like, you're 11. Why are you not playing with
11.
GI Joes? And so
Absolutely. My
we can't
Lord.
like look past that, a lot of, and I used to, and I just found myself sometimes telling my kids, like, how you stressed, or, you don't do nothing, you ain't got to do nothing but go to school and come home. But not
Yeah.
realize that school is stressful. You know what I'm saying? People in school
Right.
is stressful. And when you look at kids, is it because they're kids, like they can't have issues and can't go through things, and that be why it's so much childhood suicide, because we ignore the fact that our kids are going through stuff. Or when we try to talk to our kids about going through what they're going through, if they're going through anything, they shut out, because they don't want to feel like they're going through something, or they feel like it's not something they want to talk to their parents about.
Right.
And instead of like just brushing it off, we need to be seeking therapy for our kids, getting around somebody who they feel more comfortable, even if it's just a cousin, a sibling, a favorite auntie or uncle, or a
Absolutely.
pastor, or first lady, or somebody that's not mom and dad.
Right.
Everybody don't open up to mom and dad, and we need to find ways where for our children to open up. Like my daughters, I got them into journaling. Like, if you want to
That's
talk to
it.
me,
Yeah.
write it down, but then
Right.
talk to somebody.
Right.
You know.
Because it got to be an outlet. Something has to,
Mhm.
to and I was talking, I think, uh yeah, last night I was in the Teach Me tribe. Shout out to my girl Tiffany. We were talking about how it's like, you're a balloon, and you keep, that, like, you keep blowing air in that balloon, and then at some point
Mhm.
the pressure of the air, it's going to cause the balloon to pop. It's not, will it pop? It's just a matter of time that it will. and
Mhm.
and and to me, that's how it is. I know with the adults, but even like the children, that is dealing with this. I mean, it's like, they're going to school. I mean, it could be a thing where, my clothes don't look like, everybody else's clothes, or I don't
Mhm.
have the shoes, I don't have the Jordans like everybody else have.
Mhm.
I mean, like with me, it was a weight problem, and I mean, too fat. Then you got the ones, okay, too skinny,
That was
you
me. I
know,
was too skinny, and I was
too,
very insecure because I was so skinny.
yeah. I mean, it shows up, and we're talking about children. And then, I was watching the show. I mean, I'm gonna say the role that this girl was playing may have been like a 12-year-old, 13 maybe,
Mhm.
and I'm not totally sure, but I mean, I'm thinking 12, 13 years old. But she was being bullied, because she kissed a boy, and then from kissing a boy, she got a name, like a
Mhm.
reputation. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It went from kissing a boy, then, she had sex with the boy. Then it went all the way to, okay, well, they ran a train on the girl.
Mm.
Gave her a nickname. I can't remember what it was, but it had something to do with, the train. So the mother is like trying to figure out where, because the mother came to pick the girl up, and they laughed and called her that name, and she's like, "Why they call you that name?" And I'm watching it, and the whole time I'm thinking, I was like, "Man, that could have been my daughter." You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
now, and the character did not want to tell her mom that,
What
that
was
she
going
was
on?
being bullied. You know what I'm saying? And, of course, through the
Because she
course
didn't
of the
want to tell
show.
her mom that she kissed the boy. So they
Right.
had the entire thing because they scared they're gonna get in trouble for the one thing.
Yeah. So the whole tree had to get cut down, because,
Mhm.
if I tell about the nickname, then I gotta, then she
Tell
know
her
mom is
why I
gonna
got the
say,
nickname.
yeah. So now I can't tell you anything. I can't talk to you. But now the question is, I mean, what do we need to do? Because I want to break this down. I want to talk about the children. I want to talk about, the husband. I want to talk about the wife. I want to talk about, how these issues affect us. But when we're talking about the child, how do we create the atmosphere for when your child is being bullied, then they know that you are a safe place. And
Right.
let me just say this. Now, God, we are not, as much as you may want to think, we are not professionals. Okay. We're just having a conversation. If you need help, then you contact
I
that
just
one
put
eight hundred number, or you contact, you can I can put you into contact with some people that will be awesome for you, and they got the credentials behind their name. Okay, but we're having a conversation. Okay, and so I'm asking you, let's pursue you have you don't have sons, but you have three daughters.
Mm-hmm.
You got a grandson that's coming
Yep.
up, and
I have a
so
grandson. I have a dog. He's a boy, so he's like my son.
really, really,
Yeah,
really.
my dog is my son. Dogs go through things.
Well, you know what? You're right, because dogs have anxiety, and all
Yeah.
that. But for the sake of this show, can we not talk
He have
about the
he
anxiety of
have
your dog?
separation anxiety,
Right,
you
right,
know.
right,
Yeah.
right. I get
So
it.
that's what we do.
So
So we actually we're exiting out the dog.
we're
Okay.
gonna we're gonna take the
Sorry,
dog out.
Gabo. Eric don't want to hear about you.
I love the dog, but right now I want to talk to the I want to help those parents out. Guys, listen, people are
Mhm.
coming in, y'all share the broadcast, but listen, remember, we're just having a conversation. We're not professionals. We didn't even stay at what's that commercial? A Motel 6 last night, or whatever that commercial. We didn't even do that. But we
But I
can't.
did work in a, I did, yeah, I do have experience working with people. I worked in a mental institution, and like I said, I worked in the hospital where there were, people with
Okay,
mental
okay,
illnesses.
all
So
right.
do have some
Which,
experience.
and then and I will tell you this. I'm a father of four. Okay, and
Hmm.
I seen some things with my kids. I seen what they had to deal with going through school, and even with my well, I have a granddaughter that's a teenager, but and then a grandson that hadn't got there yet, just
Who are you showing your age?
I'm up there. I'm up there. So as a parent, I can have this conversation. Okay.
Right.
You know, um, so but what do you do? What do you do when how do you create this environment to where when your son, your daughter, go through something like bullying, what do you do as a mother, to where you can you help protect your daughter or your son?
What my daughter did when she was in eighth grade, she was being bullied by boys.
Mm,
Yeah, she was being bullied by boys. I'm trying to get this to where it's not scrolling, where it's standing. Sorry.
okay,
And
that looks good.
so she it was supposed to have been her friends. I don't know what happened. And they end up turning against her, and they would pick on her like every day. And she would come home because my kids always know, like, I'm open. You can come tell me. I'm going to tell you when you're right, and I'm going to tell you when you're wrong. But one thing
Right.
is, ain't nobody about to mess with you.
There you
I'm not
go.
going to sit there and allow anybody to mess with you.
Mm.
I'll fight their mama. I'll fight them. So
No holds barred.
for real. So yeah, so I went first. When she first told me, I called to the school. I talked to the dean of the
Mm.
school, and they said that they was going to talk to the guys or whatever, and it didn't stop. So
Right.
then I called, I called, and I set up a meeting. I said, I need to set up a meeting with you, the principal, and these kids' parents,
There you
because
go.
this needs to stop. So we had the meeting. The kids' parents didn't come. My daughter's father didn't come. So it was just me, the dean, the boys, my daughter, and the principal.
Okay.
And we ended up, the principal, and the funny part about it was, as much as I talked to the dean, because I talked to the dean several times, do you know
Right.
the principal never even knew about it?
Wow.
The dean never spoke to the principal about it. So when
Yeah.
the principal came in, he said, "This is the first time I'm hearing about this." And I was like, "I don't understand why," because I've been speaking to him like almost every week because it
Right.
haven't stopped. So they called the kids in. We got to the bottom of it. It was just something real. I don't even remember what it was. And I went off on them little boys. I said, first of all, y'all boys, and this is a girl. I don't care how
Right.
tough she is. She's still a girl.
Right.
If your parents at home didn't tell you how to respect young ladies, I'm gonna tell you. And so, I had a whole conversation with them. And then they talked among themselves, and they were saying it wasn't even a real issue. It was
Right.
basically it wasn't even a real issue, which I don't understand why they even took it that far because they didn't really have an issue.
Right.
So it got resolved, and and after they talked it out, it got resolved, and it didn't happen no more. They ended up being back friends or something, and she ended up graduating, and yeah, and went about, and it was everything was happy. It just
Right.
took that time to just take some time out from work, take some time out from yourself to go ahead and make sure that your kid is okay. You
Right.
know,
So what you're saying is that that at some point, well, I'm gonna tell you one of the first things you really didn't touch on it, but I kind of read between the lines that that she was proactive in telling you, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
you as a mother, you was proactive in dealing with that issue. So the first thing that we can take from that is that you're gonna have to be proactive on, you have to encourage your children to be proactive when these things happen.
mm-hmm,
Because I believe in, just thinking about it, I'm thinking, well, that is going to be the biggest hurdle to overcome is, how do we know that our children are going through that, which kind of brings me to this next issue. How are we going to handle the whole social media and cell phone issue? Because if they don't be proactive, then man, do we periodically check the phone? Do we and then once again on that show, uh, I find out, and I don't know, my kids listen. I tell everybody that my kids are anti-social media. They don't do nothing on social media. And then I'm watching this show yesterday, and in the show they was talking about, they had a word for it. I don't remember the word, but basically what it is that they have a social media account for their parents, and then they have their real social media account.
right,
And so
yeah,
so so I immediately started thinking, like, man, these jokers could just be showing me the social
yeah.
media that they want me to see.
My daughter don't even haven't even accepted my friend request. She accepted my friend request on Mother's Day, just so she can pull
Wow.
a picture up. And I'm like, oh, she accepted my friend request,
And,
And then
and
all of
then
a
she
sudden I look
deleted it.
and I tagging her in the thing. I can't tag her anymore, and I realized she deleted me. And I'm like, oh, so
Oh,
the friend request was just my Mother's Day gift. She was like,
wow.
no, I told you I accepted it because I wanted to get a picture off your page.
Wow. And
And
then
then you deleted me off
then
your
she
friend. But
deleted
then
it.
again, some of her pages open, so I still see it. I'm like, girl, you're 22. I know.
Yeah.
I already see how you talking.
Right, right.
I see it from the stuff that's automatically shared when I go on your page, and so I'm like, so it's nothing to hide from me. But yeah, they don't want their parents on their page. My
Right.
other
I mean,
daughter, I'm on her page.
and see, my thing is, I mean, the game changes when you're dealing with adult kids.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of my, well, I did all of it, all of my, suffering and antagonizing, all whatever you want to call it, when they were really young. And it was easy for me when they started getting up in high school because I laid a good solid foundation when they were young. And now
You,
as adults, we just hang out, and I mean, hey, where the party at, I mean, so you know
Yeah,
uh,
it's the same, but like even though with the adults, like say like with my daughter, and
mm,
she had the baby, and she was breastfeeding, and I wanted her to breastfeed, and so she was saying like, Mom, this is just a lot, like you don't even understand, like it's really affecting me, and I'm like, but it's good for the baby, and I'm not thinking about her mental and what she's trying to tell me, like how it's affecting her mentally because it's a lot to breastfeed,
right.
a lot for her to breastfeed. And I'm thinking about the baby and the baby's health and da da da. And so then I had to really like after weeks of her, complaining and me trying to go back and forth with her, I had to step back and think like I gotta consider her too. I can't just think about the baby and consider the baby. And so I had to tell her like, well, if it's a lot for you, I will hope you do continue to breastfeed. But if it's starting to cause you to be depressed and things like that, then don't, you know what I'm saying?
Can I get some water?
I didn't say don't breastfeed, but I was just like, but I understand because, but I had to consider her. And I remember reading this post when they was talking about, I think I saved it, but I don't somewhere deep in my because it was seeing like when the woman have the baby, everyone
Uh-huh.
comes over and see the baby. Everyone comes and check on the baby. Everybody calls and say, "How's the baby doing?" And and then everything was about the baby, but we forget to check on the mother who's there
Absolutely.
with the baby, who had the baby, and then that's when postpartum depression, that's real. I went through it. I actually went through depression when I was pregnant with my last daughter, and then even afterwards. And so we forget about the mother and we start thinking about the baby, and we have to remember that it's a lot of stress on a new mom. It's a mom period, but especially a new mom, who's trying to figure it all out, and you got everybody giving you all this different advice, and
Right.
everybody wants to be mom to the baby, and so it's a lot.
Absolutely. I mean, it shows up in so many different ways. And there's a lot of things that's going against us. And guys, this is sinus season. It's draining, so y'all forgive me. And so we're what I believe, when we're dealing with the children, we're gonna go into how it looks to these adults part of the family. Because guys, what we're talking about is how well, I mean, what's the name of the show? We never gave the title. What's the name of the
Mental
show?
health in the home.
Mental health in the home. So what we're gonna do,
Hmm.
we're talking about, for those who are just coming in, we're talking about how the mental health shows up, and in just in the children. We just talked about the children. So one of the things that I want to end with the kid part is, I believe that, one, like we said, we got to create that safe place. We have to
Hmm.
let them know that you can come to me. But I also believe that it's very important to where there, I think in our best case, in the best case scenario, they still may not come to you. So
Hmm.
you have to have, maybe it's the auntie, maybe it's the uncle, maybe it's a,
The
favorite.
cousin, yeah.
Somebody have to do it. Somebody
Hmm.
have to be there, and then you have to kind of be okay with, like what I have one son, and I'm real particular about this boy. He ain't no boy. He 30, 33, 34 years old, but that's still my boy. I ain't got but one. So, but
Mm.
I kind of went through a point where, especially the older he was, he's military guy. And so he was around other men, he was, and I knew he was getting, he was getting what I was kind of safe to say, he was getting some good stuff and put into him, and but
Right.
I did have to go to a point where I had to accept the fact that he's not going to get everything from me. And it was
Hmm.
kind of humbling as a father. But then I realized that if I tried to stifle that in any type of way, then I'm really hurting him, because it really do take a village. And I had to realize that, no, let's, hey, I'm gonna do my part. Okay, and let's let these other men and some other women, because he was around some strong, powerful women too, and they all poured into him. And then, so
That's
now when I
good.
see him, I'm like, okay. So I think we have to kind of go back to that village approach, but the main
Hmm.
thing that I would want, us to take away from the kids is that these things are happening, and whether we can't stick our heads up in the sand, they're happening. And the best thing you can do is be proactive, the way you were with your daughters. Just be proactive. And when you see it, how they say, when you see something, say something.
Say something, and that's the whole thing. And that's why I always teach my kids, like, if you see somebody in the school and they being bullied, you don't join the bullies, you don't ignore it, you approach the bullies. And my daughter did that when she was a senior in high school, and it was she had to retake, I think, her health class, because when she was in health, and my kids are so weird. When they got into health, for some reason, I don't know what they was teaching on in the health class, but both my daughters did not. My daughter ran out of the health class. I remember other daughter was like, "Mom, my knees were
What?
shaking so bad." She was like, "I don't want to be an OB no more." And I'm like, "What are they teaching y'all in health where y'all are don't want to be in health class?" So
What is an
it was so
OB?
weird. Yeah, she used to want to be an OB. Like she would literally watch babies being
Oh,
born
the
and watch
gotcha.
animals having being born. But when she took the health class, it changed her mind. And I'm like, what are they teaching you in health where you don't want to even want to be an OB no more? And my
Wow.
other daughter's like, I had to ask to leave out of class because my knees were shaking. I'm like, what are they teaching
Wow.
y'all? Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
so she had to retake her health class. So it was she was in there with a lot of freshmen, and if she said it was this young one boy in there, well, a young black boy who was being bullied by some white kids. And I guess he would wear like Spider-Man shirts and Marvel shirts, and they would tease him. And I think and so she would take up for him, and she would tell
Yeah.
him like, "Mama, I tell him like, y'all but leave him alone, da da da." And she said one time I think somebody took his iPad or something and wouldn't give it back. So she said the teacher would just sit there, and she had approached the teacher before about them bullying him, and the teacher didn't do anything. And this sometimes happens in the school where the teacher is ignoring it.
Yeah.
And so she said, so then when she finally got up and she started yelling at the girl, because it was like one girl was like the main one. And
Right.
then she went and told the teacher, like, I talked to you before, you're not doing nothing. I'm steady telling you that they bullying him. They got his, I think it was an iPad or something they took from him, and they're not giving it back. But then the girl finally gave it back and she had to check the girl.
Right.
And so then she was like, so then the teacher took the girl out to pull her out to the hallway, and she said she had to go off on the teacher, and then the teacher finally said something and sent the students to the principal. So then she said when she was in the hallway, she heard the girl tell one of her friends, "That's that girl who, was told on me or something." She was like, "I did." And she approached the girl, but only my daughter had graduated early. So she was like, now she said, since I'm out the class that I'm graduated, she said, I don't know. I really hope that the teacher is handling
Right.
the boy, because I mean handling the situation, because they might still be back bullying that little boy because the
Mm.
teacher wasn't doing nothing until I said something.
Once
So,
again, that being
yeah, it's
proactive.
yeah, you
Yeah.
have to teach them, like, if you see something, say something. Don't just sit there and ignore it, or don't join in. I always tell my kids, don't you see somebody talking about catting on somebody and you don't think it's bullying because you don't know what that kid is going through at home.
And
And you don't the person that's bullying the person is probably going through a lot more at home. And
absolutely.
that's they outlet is by catting on somebody or some other teasing some other kid is their way of being taken away from what they're going through at home. And I said,
Right.
so you don't join the miserable to make somebody else miserable.
Right. Because like you said, and I was gonna bring this up. Most people that bully, they I don't know how to categorize it, but it's there's something that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
If it's nothing but it could be just a physical abuse. That they are
Yeah.
doing at home, and that's just how they play it out when they come to school. So we all are hurting here, at some capacity. That and there was a thing that was going around where they said, check on your strong friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do believe that, because just because a person look like they got it all together, don't assume that they do.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can just, if we just get into a habit of just calling and just checking up and say, hey Sophia,
Hey, Sophia.
I don't know, just a random name.
Okay.
Hey Mary, okay. How's your day? You see what I'm saying? And I mean, I just want to let you know that I was thinking about you. That goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
So then, and so now, so let's talk about that, how that looks to and I'm going to make it specific. How do this mental health issue looks like for the African American female? What is it that you guys have to deal with? And hey, I don't know who that is. Let's see.
Somebody commented.
Somebody commented.
See why they didn't get it.
Um, I can't see who that is, but what's
Oh,
up?
that's
What's up?
Dale Mitchell. He said, "What's up, my brother? I'm driving. I'm listening."
There. Man, hey, appreciate you, Dale, as always, man. Love you, and man, we're trying to we're trying to shed some light on this mental health issue, and we talked about the children, and so let's talk about the that black female. You know,
Mhm.
what is it that I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna kind of throw some things out, and you kind of add in it, and kind of deal with the way you want to deal with it. But when I think about that black female, I think about the things that like, you go to work, and somebody's constantly saying stuff like, I mean, as simple as, I like your hair, or maybe they saying stuff like, oh, every week you come with a new hairstyle, or maybe somebody comes up to you and say, you you know let me touch your hair, because I want to see what it feel like. And it may seem real simple, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, they don't know that you don't even want to come to work to be, distinguished like that. You know what I'm saying? You just
Mhm.
want to come to work, but you have to endure it. You know what I'm saying? You have to endure as a female. There's some things that you have to endure. But like I said,
Mhm.
I'm. What is it that you see, or that you and your girls talk about? And I want you guys to, if you got, I'm gonna put it in the chat. If what is it that you guys see, that on one hand somebody say that is real normal and natural and it's no big deal. I'll give you a situation. A friend of mine, her daughter called her and was saying that her supervisor, it was like a group of black girls, standing around doing whatever, and her white supervisor came and said, made a comment like "my three monkeys,"
Mm.
and she really thought it was cute, and she didn't mean any harm, but
She knew that was harm.
everybody says that, but she
She knew it
said
was
she,
harm.
yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
I used to have a supervisor, a white lady. She would always say to the black girls or black boys when we did something, "Oh, good girl. Oh, good
Wow.
boy."
Yeah.
And so one time she had did something, and I was like, "Oh, good girl." Like how do you think it feel? Like you don't say good girl or good boy to us. We're not your pets. We're not your dogs. You know. So yeah, so she knew what she was doing.
Yeah. 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 And of course, you know, she can stand behind. I didn't mean any harm, but the harm
Anytime you
was
call a
done.
black person a monkey, you know it's offensive.
Man, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure you calling
She's not
anybody a
ignorant.
monkey.
She's not, but she's very ignorant.
Yeah.
She's very stupid. Ignorant is
Right.
kind of like you don't know. She's stupid
She
because she
knew.
knew.
Right.
And
So
she,
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
But no, what like
Hey,
we're as
Tiffany.
far as with black women, we black women we go through a lot. Hello, Tiffany. We always it's always said that black women are the most unprotected species on the
Mm,
planet. Because
right.
we get insulted and discriminated against our black men. We get
Mm-hmm.
insulted and discriminated against white men. We against other black women, against white
Wow.
women. So we are the most unprotected species on this planet. Here we go.
Wow.
We got the colorism, the black light skinned girls over dark skinned girls.
Right.
We got the bodies. We got to have these. We in competitions of who got the biggest booty now because of how black men or men perceive us. We
Right.
have the men when we wear make hair and makeup. Men, oh women, I don't want no one with hair and makeup. All this weave and makeup. But then you go and look at the women on TV and admire them who got all the weave and makeup. But then when you
Wow.
got natural hair, is oh her hair's so nappy and so now you insecure because your natural hair isn't good enough for it's like we are so judged. And it's funny because I had this conversation with one of my friends the other day. We
Mm-hmm.
are so judged, like even just by saying y'all it's tacky to wear a bonnet to the airport.
Right.
Black women look tacky. Why can't we go out how we want to go out without being judged? I
Right.
said, you do not see white men on TV or on social media downing their white women, like a
Right.
black man downed his black woman. They might
Mm,
talk about them in the household to their friends or to family, but they are not going in public on social media talking about their white woman.
my Lord. Yeah.
And it's so sad. I said, you got these white women out here walking around in pajama pants
Right.
and big old t-shirts, and ain't nobody talking about them. But as
Right.
soon as a black woman wear a bonnet because she's going on a plane to go take a nap and want to protect her hair,
Right.
she gets talked. It's a whole thing about a black woman in a bonnet, and it's so sad that we cannot even go out being how comfortable
Right.
because we get judged. So it's hard for the black woman, and it's hard for black men, yeah. But like I said, we are the most unprotected species because we are not even protected by our own men, by our own women.
So so
It's
so you're going out. You're gonna have some issues out. And because now you're working. You're working just as hard
mm-hmm,
as your male counterpart. So, but
mm-hmm,
you got issues. But then let's talk about those issues when you come home, because now you still got some other issues you got to deal with.
mm-hmm.
You're gonna have some issues even with your male counterpart.
Yeah,
That because now one of the things that come to my mind is that, okay, you're out in the workforce, and you're working just as hard as your
that's him.
male counterpart, but
Mm-hmm,
he's going to put a demand on you that can cause mental stress.
mm-hmm.
I mean,
Because when I get home, I still got to make sure the children are okay and ready for, and did their homework and ready for school. I still got to make sure that I got dinner. If he ain't fixed dinner, I got to fix dinner. He can come home, sit on the couch, kick his legs up, and watch the game. But I got to make sure if we're both working 8 hours a
mm-hmm,
day, full time, 40 hours a week, and I'm still doing a full time job at the house too.
right,
Yeah, that's a lot on me. I don't get when
right,
do I get to rest? The only time I get to rest is after the kids are in bed, after everything is making sure everything is straight in the household. And then I get to go rest. And then I probably can't rest because now he probably wanna have sex.
right,
And I'm tired. And I gotta
right,
please him, so now I gotta have sex. You know.
right,
And so by the time now I gotta get up for work and now I'm tired and now my mood is bad because I didn't get no rest. And now
right,
my mood is bad because this happens every day. And now I got to deal with these people at work, and I can't even. Just like they say, a man all he wants is peace in his home. A woman want peace too,
right,
and her peace is just giving her a break.
right.
Give me a
Yeah.
break. That's my
So,
peace. Let me
so
take a bath. Let me relax. Let me chill. Take the kids. Go somewhere. Give me a break. I don't even want it every day.
right.
Just give it to me once a week.
So here's the deal. I want you to answer this question, but I want all the ladies that's watching this. I want you to yeah, she preaching. She preaching. And but here's the question though. What is it that you want your male counterpart to know? What is it that one thing, two things, whatever? If y'all in the chat, yeah, put it in the chat. What is it that you want your male counterpart to know, that if they were to do this, it would definitely help you with your mental, um, your stability?
If they were to appreciate me as a human being, don't
Wow.
even look at my gender. Appreciate me as a human being. That I
Okay.
still I have a brain that can that can
Okay.
that can have issues. I have
Right.
a heart that hurts. I
Right.
have a body that can could get health become unhealthy,
Wow.
just like you. So appreciate me as being a human being before you
Right.
even look at me as being your woman.
My Lord. Yeah. Your your mic went out.
Did my
Let me
mic
see.
go out?
Okay, I got you now. Yeah.
Oh,
No, you
yeah.
mean you are
Technical
dead on it.
difficulties.
You are dead on it. That insight, I mean, is just amazing. And I know that you're helping me. So I definitely appreciate it. Um, you know, so so that day to day, that's a big deal. Uh, it's I think one of the things. I mean, we always talk about how men show up to be Superman, but then we
Mm-hmm.
also have women that show up to be Superwoman.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about Tiffany said, just be there to support and listen.
And listen. Mm-hmm.
Amen. Amen. That, you know what? Come on, guys. That's, they're not really asking a whole lot. They're not asking. See, because this is what I hear. I'm hearing that men are putting all this day to day, the cooking, the cleaning, the rearing of the children. I mean, you gotta if you got young kids in the house, school age kids, you gotta help with the homework. Then don't even mention if you got to bathe them and get the clothes ready
Mm-hmm.
for the next day. And Lord, if you the woman that makes that packs the lunch to take to school, you gotta have that ready,
Oh, and pack his lunch so he can take to work.
and you gotta pack his lunch, and then you gotta come home and he wants you to swing from the chandelier. He wants you. I mean, yeah. You know what? I'm almost embarrassed as a man. I'm. Listen, guys. It's not iron his clothes. Yeah. I mean, we want all of that. And have we ever stopped to consider what that actually is taken from her, because see, now I'm seeing that you or we or the male counterpart could be the cause, of your mental breakdown.
And that's why we say women mentally leave before we physically leave. So
Yeah.
because you done wore us out, you done did so much to us, or you had us do so much more than what we should have done, that mentally we're gone. It affected us mentally, so now we're mentally gone, and you're wondering why we're slowing down on things. You're wondering why
Right.
all of a sudden we have such a short temper with you. You wonder why we drain you out when you're talking to us, because mentally you exhausted us. You
Right.
mentally exhausted us, and so we're basically checked out at that point.
Listen, look at this. This is the Black African American community. Uh, um, we had 16% of African Americans with mental illness. That's 7 million African Americans that have, you know. Now this is the overall, prevalent, what it said, the mental health condition specific,
Mm.
so we're looking at 16% or 7 million U.S. adults that has a mental illness. In the Latino Hispanic community, um, you know, that is 16% as well. In the Asian community, that's 15%. 15%. That's 2.9% of Asian Americans. That's 3 million Asian Americans having mental illness. I mean,
Mm.
I mean, Native American. That's 19% of Native American is suffering from mental illness. And guys,
Mm.
so when Tiffany
I'm
said,
surprised Native Americans is that low, considering everything that they've been through. You know what I'm
absolutely,
saying? I'm
yeah,
surprised the number is that low.
and
But
I was
I actually was, huh?
no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like so at my Monday night jam session, it was ended up being like spoken word poetry night,
Hmm.
and I kicked it off with I actually, because I started getting on the mic finally, doing my poetry.
Right.
And I wrote a poem, basically kind of based on mental health, since this month was mental health awareness, and a lot of the poets, they end up getting up and doing their poems about mental health. So
Can
at
you
the
do
end, towards
yours
the end of the
tonight?
show, my closing, I might do I will read the poem that
Oh, thank you.
Um, you're welcome. Um, you want to go into closing?
Okay, we at that time. Okay, we
We
did.
are.
Okay, we can go into
Because I don't want to
closing.
go over an hour because I want to replay this. I want to replay this tomorrow, and I
Absolutely.
won't be
Oh,
able to replay it
that's
if it's
good.
over an hour.
And I, yeah, that's good because we don't. Yeah. Um. So and I'll do this. I'll go. Then you can go. So here's my closing,
Mhm.
guys. And this is why I wanted to do this, and definitely appreciate everybody for staying on.
Yes.
I really believe that this is the very one of the most important topics that we have had this year, and I believe that this is the most important topic we would have this year, period. And I say that
Mhm.
because when we started this podcast, we have this central thought that we wanted to help people. Specifically we wanted. It was a work that was dedicated to relationships to the family.
Mhm.
The reason why I say that this is so important is because no matter how successful we are by bringing awareness to the issues of the husband, the issue of the wife, and all everything, anything in between. If we don't deal with the mental side of it, if we don't deal with the mental breakdown part, then I can't really deal with you're not speaking my love language without dealing
Mhm.
with what is mentally going on with you, because it may be a,
Right.
a reason why it may be a reason why you're suffering, and to where you can't speak my language. It may be a thing to where, you know what, Eric, I love you and I want to give you everything that you ask for. Man, you don't understand, Eric. Everything that you're asking me for, I want to give it to you. But what you don't know is that I'm dead inside.
Mhm.
And if we don't deal with that, so if we don't start understanding that, then no matter how we attack all these other social issues, man, we're gonna end back at the same point because we're not dealing with what's happening. So my
Yeah.
my prayer is that as we continue to grow this podcast, that God just gives us whatever it needs, to really start making a difference in healing.
Yes.
God, we want to feed your people. We want to feed your
Mhm.
people, and that's what I got.
Amen.
Amen.
Mm, that was deep. You went into some dramatics. I almost had to cast you. Um. So you did. I was gonna say next on the movie, Eric
I
Church.
was just going to say, yeah,
Uh,
I'm auditioning for my role.
I see. I was like, okay. No, this poem I wrote is called Change. All right. So I'm still trying to get used to like saying my poetry out loud. So I'm not gonna be all that the real spoken word people like they be, I'm getting there. Not there yet. But anyway, it's called Change. The pain of being the same is greater than the pain of change. It's a quote. You got so comfortable in your situation that you can't see anything better. You're depressed about how things are and constantly creating new scars from an old battle. What's the
Mm,
matter? You can't hold on to old pain. You can't keep gripping onto what's been driving you insane. Let it go. It's time for a change. Change that anger that you've been carrying for years. Change that hurt that causes immediate tears. Change the tone of your voice that brings people fear. Change your mindset. Change those thoughts that makes you want to attack. Change how you feel when it comes to loving you. Change those negative people that's surrounding you. You have to step away from society for a bit, just so you can see that it's okay to quit.
mm,
Quit those bad habits, quit those fake friends, quit letting social media depress you because of people's pretends. Quit
my
being the
Lord.
same you if how you are doesn't make you feel love. Quit reaching out to people before you seek from above. Depression is real. Mental health is a battle. Suicide has been so common in our community, it became a fence that a lot of us once straddled.
Mm,
Seek
mm,
help.
mm, mm.
Therapists are here for a reason. Learn how to love you more and not people. Some are just here for a season. Break away from the voice in your head. God is real. Say a prayer before you go to bed. Ask Him to turn it around and help you get through this tough life. Life is hard at times, but it's definitely worth the fight. Don't be afraid to change the way you think. Don't let other people's words make you sink. Sink into a more depressive state. Break away, find a happy escape. Learn to love all things about you and know that it's okay to change a thing or two. Build that confidence up. Tell yourself, shit, people got me fucked up. I'm fine, I'm fun, and I'm a true beauty. Build you up because no one else is going to. Encourage yourself and take care of your health. Change your life in a way that'll make you more confident. It won't be easy, no, but it'll be worth it. If you feel if you feel your life never gets better and everything is the same, please don't be afraid to change. You'll really love the new you. And that's my piece.
Man, hold on. That's how you do it, right?
But
Awesome.
you
You got
snap.
the snap, yeah. Man, awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well done. Well wrote. No, well written
Written. Thank you.
and well spoken. Thank you, man. This has been an awesome night, man. My prayer is that and Tiffany said good job. Thank you,
Thank you.
Tiffany. Listen, we have the hotline number, the mental health hotline, 866-903-3787. If by any chance you're feeling hopeless and you don't know what to do, and you feeling like you need help, and you feeling like anything that's and I'll just say that that it's not normal. What I want you to do is just go ahead and just call that number. There's some people that's they're professionals. We do this for fun, okay? But you call that number and you're going to get some professionals, and they are going to be able to give you exactly what you need. Listen, we only have each other, okay? And to all of my brothers and sisters, I don't care what color you are. Um, you know, I'm only a call away, a text away, okay, inbox away if you need anything, okay. Now, so that's all I got, man. I think this was an awesome job, man. You are an awesome co-host.
You're awesome.
Okay, well,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Same.
All right, we're gonna do this thing again next week.
We
Same
are. We
place,
are.
same place,
Same
same
place.
same time.
Same time.
Man,
And
that's
make
it,
sure
y'all.
you guys you follow us on our Facebook page, which is Live with Eric and SoSo if you aren't already on there. Also, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Y'all, we gotta get our YouTube page up. I'm actually gonna start
Yes,
sharing the lives off the YouTube page. Go onto YouTube, search Live with Eric and SoSo. We might be like way down there because we don't have that many subscribers yet. We're trying to build our
yes.
subscribers up on there also. So do us a favor, y'all. If y'all love us on Facebook, love us on YouTube as well. It's
We're trying to
Live
hit
with
a
Eric
million.
and SoSo.
We
Huh?
want it. We want 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. So come on, help us out, guys.
Okay, we want at least 100K. All right. I mean, we can do 1 million, but we can even if we get 100K by the end of the year, we're good. Eric, you're a man of big thoughts, of big goals. We gonna
But
we're gonna do short term goals first. All
right,
right.
right.
But thank you guys. Thank you, Tiffany. Good night. Thank you for watching and commenting, and thank everybody for this watching that watch it every week. We really appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Please share this show, and please, guys, just start loving on each people, calling people just to tell them that you love them, that you care about them, that they are great, that they're appreciated. Let somebody feel good inside because you never know what they're going through in that day. Don't call somebody just to vent all the time or want to talk about negative stuff. Some people are not in the mood for it. They don't have that headspace for it. just talk to, you know, call them and just tell them, hey, really hope you're having a great day. Love you, appreciate you. You're wonderful. That's all I wanted to say. You know, some people just need
Absolutely.
to hear it. You know,
Absolutely.
help
Thank
people with
you.
their mental illness.
That's right. That's right. All right. Where is
Right.
our ex?
We are going, you know, I've been having some technical issues on my end. You
Let me
might have to
see.
pull it on yours.
All right. Let's see. I think this one. This is it.
I
Let
hope
me
you got the
see.
right one.
Nope, it's
One
not.
I'm
Is
doing
it?
my voice. I don't see it.
Yeah, down.
It's it.
No, you
I
stopped
think I
it.
took it off.
Yeah, down. Say I can't win, I can't win. Hey, hey. Say I can't win. Say I can't win, I can't win. I came to win, yeah. Only do it for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished it until the end. I'm on my bankroll, never been. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins, yeah. Wins. I'm only in this game for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished it until the end. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins. We don't take L's, bitch, we taking lessons. I done turned hard work into blessings. I done turned blood money to investments. I done smoke an ounce of runs to keep from stressing. I've been getting money since my adolescence. I love that black nap, but to judge me my weapon. Come from a city where niggas be stepping. Lace on my Nikes, you know that I'm stepping. I ain't just rapping. Take off my hat because I am not captain. She drive the boat and bitch, I am the captain. Go to the boat, I'ma stack off the craps. And the roulette, there's one in the chamber, play Russian roulette. I'm here for the win, double down on my bet. Importer from Cali, I smoke on the best. I'm finding no stylist, I dress to impress. Notorious flow on Tupac.